JJK's databook power scales all of the students against each other, so who is really the strongest among them? When it comes to motor skills, which include speed, strength, and reaction time, ranking at the top we find Yuji Itadori as well as Maki thanks to their strange build. But tied for second place we have Aoi Todo, which makes sense because he's so dominating on the battlefield, but apparently he shares the number 2 slot with Inumaki Toge, who has to be on this list for his speed and reaction time because it can't be for his physical strength. The third spot is split between even more students, with Panda, Yuto Okotsu, and Megumi Fushiguro all coming in at an 8 out of 10 on the scale, which is still really impressive in its own right, especially for Megumi, who actually matches Yuta at something despite his heavy main character vibes. Everyone else ranks from a 7 to a 4 out of 10 on this scale, but let's see how they do when it comes to mind power in our next ranking. Coming in first place we have Megumi Fushiguro, who is apparently the smartest Jujutsu High student, but he shares this spot with Aoi Todo, someone you wouldn't expect because sometimes he seems kind of airheaded, but it's good to know he wasn't lying about his IQ. Second place on this ranking is shared by 3 students, and they are Noritoshi Kamo from the Kamo clan, who scores at a 9, as well as Kokichi Muta, otherwise known as Mechamaru, and lastly we have Mai Zenin, who was a whole 2 points higher than her sister Maki. Finally, we have third place of everyone here ranking at least an 8 on the intelligence scale, and that would be Momo Nishimiya, our friendly flying witch on the broom, as well as Panda, who clearly got a great education from Yaga growing up. But I think the craziest thing on this entire list is that they gave Hikari a 2 out of 10, which is just like, how is a stuffed panda smarter than you? So now let's use the official databook to decide who's the best at Jujutsu sorcery. Coming in first place, we have a tie between Aoi Todo, best known for his Boogie Woogie curse technique, and Yuto Okotsu, who also scores a full 10 out of 10 on the chart. In second place, we have those who scored at least a 9, which is a split between 3 students, starting with Megumi Fushiguro and his amazing 10 Shadows technique. Then we have Hikari Kenji, finally ranking high enough to rank in one of these with his Restless Gambler curse technique that is frowned upon by the higher-ups since it isn't traditional. And to round out the 3, we have Kokichi Muta, who pilots Mechamaru and other mechs, which does take a massive amount of control. Lastly, in third place, we have Noritoshi Kamo scoring an 8 and putting the Kamo clan on the board. And finally, we have Inumaki Toge, who has to be good at Jujutsu sorcery, or he could say the wrong thing and ruin everyone's day. According to the databooks, the student who sits at the top in just about everything is Aoi Todo, scoring nearly a perfect score on the graph, sitting at 29. Below him with 27 points is Megumi Fushiguro, which makes sense because of how diligent he is and his amazing natural ability. Below them in third place we have Yuto Okotsu tied with Mechamaru, with both of them sitting at 25 total points from all the scoring we've done so far, which is pretty interesting considering we never really got to see Mechamaru's full potential before he died against Mahito. Rounding out our list of characters anywhere close to the top, we have the trio of Inumaki Toge, Panda, and Noritoshi Kamo, who were all good enough at least one of the 3 different testing rubrics to become some of the best all-rounders on the list. But if you want to know who the worst students in the class are, we'll be going over them in the next short.